Here's what you really want to know about SEO and about organic ranking on page 1. SEO drives 1,000% plus more traffic than organic social media, and the SEO leads end up with a 14.6% close rate. Per HubSpot. If something brings you 1000% better visibility, it would be smart to take advantage of it. Why it works. Organic listings receive 90% of clicks. Paid ads, pay-per-click, receive only 10% of clicks. A paltry less than 10% of people ever advance to page 2. The number one organic result drives 33% of clicks. The downside. Oh, there is a downside. Yes, there is, and that is the cost, the time it takes both to do, and for the search engines to recognize you, as well as the fact that the next smart guy can replace you. SEO has always been difficult, for many reasons. It takes a while to show the results. Typically about 6 months, with the least time being about 4 months. That was because it took such a long time to optimize each of the several hundreds of items that require optimization. It is usually easier to rank new sites than attempting to fix past or existing sites. And then, there is the cost. Usual fare to good services ranging between $2,000 to $4,000 a month. It has the merit of being seen organically, avoiding having to pay for advertising. That itself makes it worth the price, as most companies are spending way above that in advertising alone. People like me mostly look for organic sites, because it tells me that they did what it takes to be visible, and I respect that. The downside being that, you may be seen below the fold, reducing your chances of being seen. This adds to your expense of being forced to advertise, to get the same number of leads. Even if you did such an excellent job and were seen on top of the page organically, you did great. However, you knew the however was coming, results fluctuate, and what's worse is that, admittedly, the search engines are displaying advertisers by priority, even if you have a great SEO site. Look for yourself. So, it is time to get smart. What are the smart dermatology practice owners doing to stay on top? We first keep our eyes open to see what's available and what's new to help us on our vigil to stay on top. We do that by optimizing so well that it can take a long time for a competitor to unseat us from the top position. That's what I'd be discussing with you in the next few articles. Why a no-cost SEO becomes important. The pricing for SEO is high, as it is laborious work, and can be $100 to $195 per hour if you are using an SEO expert who gets you results. Setup costs are about $2,500 to $5,000, depending on expertise. Since SEO services have been so out of range for most businesses, that as a special service to our clients, we are providing SEO services for a limited time, where the business owner doesn't pay, until actually they rank on page 1, after a low setup charge. This becomes an enormous benefit and savings to the business owner, saving them the huge monthly expense, while waiting the 4 to 6 months to become visible on page 1, during which time, they save up to $30,000. That is why our pay when you rank has such a high value, to increase both visitors as well as paying clients. As only 5.7% of pages end up ranking in the top 10 search results within a year of being published online, as per Ahrefs, we think it is worthwhile being the cream of the cream, while enjoying that kind of guarantee. I am not suggesting you invest in SEO today, although you should, after you start getting more business from the means we suggest. Although, I am sharing with you something far better, that is sure to shock you, and knock your socks off, as it did me. The disadvantages of SEO. SEO is still expensive, although not as much as PPC ads. You may be seen less often, if below the fold. Search engines are also ranking paying companies higher, which makes it even more difficult for those wishing to duck the ad Bermuda Triangle, of sinking into the oblivion of expenses. Then, there is always the concern of being outdone by the next smart competitor. But there is an out, as you saw earlier. To recap, advantages of SEO. Organic presence. No advertising expense. Usually works better combined with PPC. Gains the trust of audience. Disadvantages. Difficult. Time-consuming. Costly. No guarantee. Limited exposure. Mostly seen below the fold. For now, remember that 1. You did great if you used SEO to show up on page 1 of Google and Bing. 2. If you tried your best and didn't quite make it, you can do better now than you ever did before, and show up on page 1, so you can grab all the leads. 3. If you gave up trying, you now have a beautiful chance to make up for all that hard work, and show up on page 1, with no more work on your part. 4. If you never tried, but always wanted to be on page 1, you are in so much luck, you have no idea. 5. Take a look at the Don't Pay Until You Rank option, while available for the next 21 days, by getting in touch. Which of the above categories do you belong to? Don't lose heart. We will soon discuss with you new ways to show up on page 1, with much better ROI, with many times the visibility. You'll be shocked, as I was. Sneak peek at what's coming. Something new in SEO not only puts you on page 1 of search engines, but also saves on advertising by bringing you qualified leads in droves. Watch to know more about how you can show up on page 1 of search engines, on Google, and as a bonus in the rapidly growing Bing, for far less than you thought. You are in luck, as this is new and little known, with a wide open opportunity for you. We will discuss them in detail in subsequent publications. Subscribe to the playlist and share with friends who will be glad you are sharing your knowledge with them. On behalf of Dr. Raj, this is Olivia signing off, and thank you for watching.